Welcome to That Life You Love. I am your host, Gabrielle, and this is the introduction where you get to learn a little bit more about me and what to expect on this podcast. I have been thinking about creating this for over a year. About a year ago, I really wanted to create a community where we could empower and inspire each other and really just lock arms and lift each other up. And I was getting myself into rooms where there were just these magnetic people, like their energy was just incredible. They say, get yourself in the room to up level yourself. And that's exactly what I did last year. So I spent a lot of time, digging into myself and navigating some crazy times in life. And I came out of it with this desire to help support other people in their journeys as well. I am born and raised in New Jersey, East Coaster. I loathe the cold. I absolutely despise the cold weather. Why I live in the Northeast is beyond me. I'm made for the beach and the warmer weather. But here we are. It is a balmy winter day, but I am so excited to embark on this journey with you. My journey started a little over 5 years ago, where I was at a point in my life that on paper, everything looked perfect. I was married, I had two beautiful daughters, I had a secure corporate job, three dogs, the house, a beautiful big home with this massive backyard that was like a dog park. I had just come out of probably about 5 to 6 years of the animal rescue world and fostering and co-running a rescue and being a volunteer. And that really filled my cup. That was such a passion of mine. So I was in a space that life was going really well for me, but I found myself just really miserable and tired of being tired. And I remember this one morning where I went to bend down and pick up my daughter in my old kitchen, and my back was in excruciating pain. And I was in my early 30s at that time. And I just thought to myself, this cannot be life. This cannot be my life. I I had this overwhelming feeling that I was made for more. That like the life I was living, I was so grateful for everything that I had, but it truly just, there was something missing for me for sure. And I started to focus on one thing at a time. Having just had two babies, I was a little out of shape. Some women, God bless you all, bounce back right away. That was not my situation. And to give you an idea of where I was at, I was 16 months postpartum, still wearing maternity jeans. Yes, my baby was 16 months, and I was wearing jeans as if she was still in my uterus. But it happens, we do the best we can as mothers. And I was just so damn stubborn. I was not buying bigger clothes. I was convinced I was getting back into my jeans before I gave birth. So here I go on my fitness journey. And I also, at the same time, I was doing some self-development, reading new books and really working on myself as a person as well, and professionally too. It was kind of a combination of personal development that was inspired by my professional atmosphere. So, fitness, personal development. Next came nutrition. Nutrition took me, I'm not going to lie, nutrition took me quite a few years to master. I am a stress eater. Anyone else? I need something sweet when I am stressing out. I need that quick dopamine hit. And it took me a long time to navigate around that. And I still do have my slip ups. No one is perfect. I am a work in progress, masterpiece at the same time. So I'm working on myself. Long story short, I ended up losing 25 pounds. I was feeling myself. I felt good. But it wasn't only just to like look and feel good, it was also to be stronger for my daughters. They were my why in all of it, why I started it, why I kept going. I wanted to be that mom that could run around the backyard with them without being exhausted right away. I wanted to be that mom that could jump on the trampoline and not feel like my back was separating from my ass. Like it just hurt jumping on a trampoline. And the other thing, after giving birth, ladies, I don't know about you, but jumping on a trampoline, even doing jumping jacks, like my bladder, mm-mm, mm-mm. It's partly why I do at-home workouts. It's because my bladder is like the size of a pea. And if I was in a gym, I think people would believe I had some type of issue because in the mornings, I'm like pausing that workout, running up the stairs, mom problems. It is what it is. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling stronger. Mentally, I'm getting a little bit stronger. I'm really discovering my inner strength. Long story short, not everyone's up for change. There are mindset people and there are fixed mindset people. And my husband at the time and I were just growing apart. And I will go into this in another episode, so stay tuned. But we ended up separating and getting divorced. So here I am looking to improve my life and strengthen myself and end up flipping my life upside down. It was a lot to go through, but I became a stronger person and I became the person that I now can say I absolutely adore and love. And it took me 34 years to be able to say, I love myself so freaking deeply. Like, I adore myself and not in a vain way, in a way that I know what fills my cup. I know myself. I am so self aware at this point. And it's been such a blessing. So, as I'm going through this journey, I'm really feeling grateful for all of the trials and tribulations. I mean, it's a very tough place to go through, and all the judgments and opinions that come flying at you during that time, especially with two kids. It's like you really have to be mindful of how it impacts them as well because all of our hearts broke in that situation. And we're all in a better place now. Happy to report. So my journey led me to being a single mom, and I eventually, right before the pandemic was officially announced, bought a home for my daughters and I. And I'm standing in my home April 2021 and I'm looking around, I'm like, I freaking love this life. I have created a life that I absolutely love and adore. And I was feeling a little guilty in that moment because I still had family and friends, coworkers that was hearing them talk about things in their life that they're just not happy with. And don't get me wrong, I had my hard days, my really stressful seasons. Life goes up and down, and I believe it will always be a roller coaster, but I built an environment and a life that I truly do love. So I wanted to somehow help out those people that I love that were still kind of struggling in just not being fulfilled or content or happy in their life. And you never want to directly go up to Sally or Karen and say like, "Hey girl, this is what's wrong with your life. You need to fix X, Y, and Z." So I felt like, how can I help them without directly pointing things out? Because you really do have to be in this space for it. With the self-development stuff, a year before I started working on it, I would not have received that well. You really have to be in the mindset and you have to be ready for it. You have to be in a space to receive it or to have those feelings or acknowledge what's going on or take a step back and look at your life and be like, wow, this is really what's going on. We're so ingrained in the day to day and moving from one thing to the next that it's hard for us to kind of take that step back and realize things. So I firmly believe that people need to be in the space to want to be better and do better and create that life that they love, especially with fitness, nutrition, mindset, all of that. So, what I decided to do instead was write a book. So, I published a book that summer. It's called Stronger Than Ever. I will put a link to the book in the show notes. It is also an audiobook because as a busy mama, and this book is targeted towards moms, I can't sit down and read a book. I love the idea of it, but I'm on the go. I am listening to things in the car, audiobooks, podcasts. I am obsessed with podcasts and audiobooks. When I'm doing my laundry, when I'm taking my shower, I'm listening to all of them. So, turned Stronger Than Ever into an audiobook. And wouldn't you know, the voice is not mine, but it is another mom. And I was so excited to partner with another mom for this project, and she was excited about it too. So the book is out there to help whoever needs it and would love to receive that. I also turned it into an online course because I personally am a visual learner. I like being able to watch things and learn. That's how I learn, that's how I absorb information. So I turned it into an online course too. And I will also link that in the show notes. So here I am just feeling like I need to keep putting more out into the world. Remember that original feeling? I was made for more. So put the book out, the online course, and I'm thinking, what else? What else can I do? Well, my daughters and I are on vacation last spring, and my eldest daughter asked me, Mom, can we create merch? And I'm like, yes, we can. Absolutely. What a fun idea. My girls are very focused on gratitude and positivity, just as I am. We really lean into finding what there is to be grateful for in life and embracing that, not focusing on the negative. We feel our feelings, we sit in the mud together, but we don't stay there long. We use it as an opportunity to learn, and we really like to help others as well. So my daughters started to come up with these ideas on what we can slogans and sayings that we could put on merchandise. And this it, I can't even tell you how proud I am of them because it's been such an amazing experience to go through with them. We ended up creating an online store of apparel and accessories for mamas and their littles. It is empowering and inspiring. It's meant to make you walk outside with confidence and be excited to start the day. There is enthusiasm in everything that we put out there, and we are just getting started. We had our second round of putting out new designs um, December 2023. So I will link that as well. It is called Leveled Up Ladies, and we just have such a blast doing it together. So author, online course creator, and now online store owner with my daughters. We have a dance party just about every day. Dance parties are the way that we get through those tough moments. Um, and I really love to sit and go through these topics with my daughters as appropriate. So, you know, talking about when you're having a tough day, what do you lean into? Those are the topics that we're going to talk about on here. The topics that I want to start off with are the topics that are in my book. There are 6 pillars that I felt like, at least for me, have really helped me with moving through a tough journey. And while the book is targeted at mothers, I really think these 6 pillars work for anyone and everyone. And the first one is moving your body. It's all about finding what makes you feel good when you move your body, whether it's doing yoga or running or Pilates or weightlifting or cycling, just finding what it is that you can fit into your day to day and it makes you feel good. Me personally, I need to get my morning workout in to set my day up for success. And being transparent, when I'm a little cranky, my daughters ask me if I got my workout in or not, because it truly is just such a foundational part of my day. It helps me move my body, it helps me stretch out, it gets the blood flowing, it gives me energy. I know it sounds crazy. You would think a workout would tire you out, but it energizes me. It gives you that quick hit of endorphins and really sets you up for the day. And I look at it as I've already tackled a physical challenge, so I feel that much more successful, productive, and confident going into my day. The second thing we're going to talk about is nutrition. Quick tips, hacks on how to modify some of those habits and diet to where it becomes a lifestyle. I don't believe in fad diets. I don't believe in the keto diet, now the carnivore diet. I don't believe in going vegan. I don't believe in going vegetarian. I believe in doing what works for your lifestyle. So if you are someone who enjoys sweets like me, I'm not giving up sugar completely. I understand the health benefits of it and everything, but that's just not realistic for me. So I had to slowly move into nutrition. Like I said, it took me a couple years to really get it right and find where I was most comfortable. We'll talk about nutrition. We will also go into talking about giving yourself grace and self care. Those are two things that I had a hard time with. I am a high achiever, I am a recovering perfectionist, and I have really high standards for myself. So to give myself grace was probably one of the hardest things for me to work on. And it took a while for me to get there, but different resources and different ways that I could really just kind of accept things and allow myself time to rest. Rest is so important. And really just listen to my body, understand what I need mentally, emotionally, and physically was really important in this journey as well. Self-care, we're going to talk about self-care and not in that like stigmatized way of like you go to the spa, although girl loves a good spa day. I love spa. If you have any spa recommendations, send them my way. I love a good spa day. And I would do those as self-care, but that's not what I mean with self-care. I mean those everyday moments where you're loving on yourself a little bit. To give an example, one thing that I would do is wake up early so I could drink my coffee while it was still hot and it was still quiet in my home. Because as a mom, I was always reheating my coffee and it would get me so frustrated every time I would put it in the microwave to reheat it. I just want to be able to make my coffee, sit and drink it. So to me, that's like a daily little slice of heaven. That is my self care. The other thing is going out for walks. I just feel so much better when I get outside, breathe fresh air, and have that time to clear my mind. Other self care could be on a grander scale, which is a great thing to do as well. And I think is needed just as much as the little day to day moments of self care. I love taking myself on a solo vacation to the beach. It is one of my favorite things to do. I love my family and my daughters dearly. I love vacationing with them. I also am an introvert and I decompress best on my own. So, a little beach vacation, long weekend getaway, amazing. Or how about a girls' weekend away? How about, you know, going to a concert or going into the city and spending time with your girlfriends or family, whoever it is, your partner? That could be something that you're doing as like a bigger thing. Um, the other thing we're going to get into, another thing I had a hard time with was inserting the fun, making sure that you're having fun every day and enjoying life because life passes us by so quickly. And I know me personally, I was so focused on my career, I was focused on being a mom that I was serious all of the time. I had such a hard time stopping the chores to play with my children. I was so focused on just getting things done and keeping everything looking and feeling nice that I forgot to have fun. So now I make it a point to be present with my children, to be present with family and friends, and to have fun, play games, do silly things, and really just enjoy life. Lastly, in the 6 pillars from the book that we will talk about, is going to be building your tribe, creating your community, surrounding yourself with like minded people, making sure you have the right support system in place, removing the toxic relationships from your life. And this one is going to be a tough one because toxic relationships are difficult to address. They are also sometimes with the people we are closest to. So being able to work through them or creating distance for yourself is a very hard thing to do, but it's necessary. I was in a space where I was surrounded by toxic relationships, and I really had to create the space. And I cannot even tell you how much better I feel after it. It doesn't feel good going through it, but it's so worth it. It's worth it to have those conversations and see what you can change. And then there are just some people that are never going to hear you, want to hear you, or change. So we'll talk about how to navigate through those as well. I'm going to get some experts on here. I love talking about skincare. So we will have a skincare expert join us. We will have fitness, nutrition experts as well. And we will have some really fun and entertaining guests where we just address the topics of the hour and have a really fun time in these conversations. And I hope that you find little snippets of these conversations that are going to help you transform your life into that life you love. Thank you for joining me. Please feel free to reach out. I love chatting with people and hearing your perspectives. Any topics you want me to talk about or address, please let me know. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.